Hello everyone, how's everyone doing? I'm just checking in. That's it. Checking in with me. Just to see myself here on the camera, just to listen to my voice, listen to my sound, listen to the touch of life. The sound is a touch of life. So how well can I be with my own sound? So that gives the opportunity to be with the sound of whatever is around, whoever is talking, whoever's making sound. Because life is a sound. So be with the sound of touch. Sound has a touch. So I'm here to listen to myself. Not recapping, but just reflecting on the last 6 months that I've been out here to get to know myself a little deeper, to go in the depths of self-realization, I guess you can call it, I don't know. And just to know myself in association with others. Associating and interacting with others for nothing. There's nothing that I'm getting back. There's nothing that I didn't even pay for this. You know, of course I paid for my expenses, but like there is no charge for this. Like life has no charge. There is no balance to life. And yet it's so valuable. And yet it's priceless. And yet life is priceless. So reflecting on the past 6 months, I'm getting on my countdown to go back to the US. And there's been a lot of relief, a lot of things that I became aware of that I wasn't aware of. Or maybe I chose not to be aware of because it was so painful. Maybe that's there too. I don't know, but the universe is taking care of it, and I don't know where to begin. I don't know where to start. There's so much that this experience has given me, and I can only be here. I can always just be here. I'm always home. It's always coming back to myself. Hey, thank you. The universe always gives you what you need. Not what you want, but what you need. A banana smoothie. By proper association is like we're interacting with individuals that are here to know themselves more, not to judge, not to criticize, not to belittle. None of that, it works here. No ego works here. Only life. So we are exposing whatever is coming up for us, or not exposing, but we get to work on it on our own. So whatever is coming up, whatever life is however it's evolving, what experiences we're having here, we have the opportunity to deepen the relationship with ourselves by being sincere and exposing, like, okay, that's hitting me somewhere in my body. There's some friction in my body. So how can I sense myself? I have to be aware of myself so I can know how I can dissolve that, how I can neutralize whatever is coming my way, whatever the feeling is, so that that feeling doesn't get greater, or that pattern doesn't continue. You know, how can I break those patterns of the ego? You know, it's those patterns. The ego wants to hold on, like it wants to know, like, I created this life, I created this is, and everything has been already created. The ego wants to make us think that we created something. So for a long time, the relationship with my father was not the best, and there is no one to blame. There's no one to blame, but only to break the pattern. Now I understand where my pattern was coming from. So understanding myself gives me the opportunity to deepen that relationship with myself, and there's no one to blame, there's no pointing fingers. It's just the understanding of like, you can make space, you can make more space for yourself, and you can make more space for whatever comes to you and how you want to interact with others. I'm not here to make sense, but only to sense myself. We're not here to make sense to anyone, but by sensing yourself, you can sense everything for nothing so beautifully. Also reflecting on the conditions that society puts on ourselves and that I was putting on myself also was a huge realization, because I know I'm part of a society, I know I'm part of society, and I don't want to contribute. And I always felt that I couldn't get out of that, but those were the conditions that I was putting on myself, is that I have to do something, I have to contribute. But no, I don't have to, because life is always sustaining on its own condition.
Nice juice.
Yes. What kind of juice is it?
Banana.
Payam. In Spanish?
Plátano.
Plátano. He's learning Spanish, you guys. So he knows Malayalam, English, and Spanish. My little buddy, Ahil. So, what was I saying? Hi everyone. Thank you for joining. For nothing. Okay. So what was I saying? The conditions, life has no condition. Life has its own condition. It's nothing that we have made or created. So slowly dissolving the conditions. The conditions are slowly dissolving. Let's just put it that way. So if you're suffering any conditions that you've created, know that they can be dissolved, because life does not sustain on the conditions that you created, because life has its own conditions. Good morning. Life has its own condition. It has nothing to do with what we created. So if you find yourself suffering your conditions, know that those conditions can be dissolved, because life is sustaining on its own conditions. Once you can understand that, it's so free. It's only making more space for you to sense yourself, the greatness of the self. It's only to create more space. This morning we went for a kulikya in the river, which means shower. Kulikya means shower in the river. Hello. I'm from US, but I'm currently living in India. No purpose, just live. Hi Chris, hi Antimatter. Rajbir. Hi the Moon Room. I like myself too. Hi the moon room, is that you? Hamford. Oh my god. Why do I want to call you Frank? Alfred! How are you? How you been? I've been out here in India having the most beautiful experience of my life, of a lifetime. I don't know if you've been following my journey. Yes. I know you're doing some great things out there. Are you still with Kingsview? Living the dream, of course. This is a reality, actually. The dream stays in the dream. This is the reality of life. Say hi to everyone for me, Gracie. Yes, I've been seeing you. Do your thing. That's it. We keep doing our thing for nothing. That's one thing I realized. Like, if there's an intention behind, if you're doing something for something, it's only temporary. But if you're doing things for nothing, just for nothing, that's being with the permanence of life. Just to sense life, just to sense yourself. Do things for nothing. Have friends for nothing. Be with people for nothing. There's nothing that you cannot give yourself. You give yourself everything. Oh, Alfred, so check this out. So the new reflection that I got was, like, I've always scared that how is money coming? I was always scared of I had to go back to work, But one thing is that, one, society puts that condition, and two, you put that condition also. So life will always sustain, because life is living not under our conditions or anything that we've made, right? The conditions of life are already set. So life sustains itself on its own. And it's very simple. Life sustains, like, we sleep, we eat, we use the restroom, we're thirsty, we drink. And life is very easy. We're the ones that add all these other conditions. So by you dissolving those conditions, life will always sustain. So the universe will always have your back. The universe will always sustain life that wants to be lived. So whenever you feel like, okay, I don't want to do moon room anymore, I just want to live simple, there's that awareness that you can that works. Is like, how can I dissolve this condition? And how do you dissolve? It's like you dissolve on your own. Like, the body has the capacity to dissolve anything, any emotion, any thoughts, any feelings that come just by breath, but by expanding. The body is so beautiful. So the body is the vehicle to get to know your soul, to touch your soul. So beautiful. So beautiful. So why are we getting attracted to things outside of ourselves? Is because we don't take the time to know ourselves and the capacity that we have. We have this huge, if we are the universe, there's like unlimited capacities and unlimited possibilities of the infinite of who we are. So we start tapping into the infinite self. You just start tapping in by sensing yourself, by getting to know yourself and how much capacity you actually have. We're getting stuck with things outside of us. We're getting connected with things outside of us because we don't know ourselves. Get to know yourself and you'll realize the capacity that you have, and you don't have to be in these temporary cycles of relationships, because there's no relationship. There's only relationship with yourself, and then everything comes. Whatever is required for you will come to you, and you'll be able to manage it beautifully. Why? Because you know yourself. Hi, Chelly. Yeah, so that's what I've been doing out here, is like getting to know myself at a deeper level. And the people that are here, the same thing. So we don't call each other out on what's happening. We discuss like, hey, this is what's coming up for me. How can we like support each other? How can we be there for each other? Just by associating and interacting with one another. And that's how it's happening. That's how, like, how much of our ego is trying to force ourselves to be in a situation to stay stuck. You know, there's this little like fractions, minuscule patterns that we have that we're unaware of that keep us stuck in that same pattern, that keep us stuck in this cycle. So when you become aware of your ego and how it's keeping you stuck, then you can release yourself. You can dissolve that. You can dissolve that simply by interacting and associating with people that are getting to know themselves or in that process of getting to know themselves. Is sincerity. People that are sincere and that are not in this cycle of this dream, because this is not a dream. This is your life. This is reality, if that makes any sense. But I'm not here to make any sense, you know. I'm just here to listen to myself, to talk about the experience that I'm having and how I was stuck in so many areas of my life, because there's no achievement, there's no graduation, there's no certificate, there's no degree that will give you the sense of life, the sense of that would ever amount to how you're living, that will ever amount of this life that you've been giving. Nothing can amount to sensing yourself and getting to know yourself fully, to fully live, not live through the mind. Not live through. A lot of us know how to do that because that's the conditioning, that's the programming. But when you truly live, there's nothing and no one that can take that away from you. The sense of self. No one can take away this beauty, this flow of life flowing through you, always, never disconnecting, always permanent. Everything else outside of you is impermanent. But you are permanent. You are always permanent. So be with that. Be with the infinite of yourself. Be with the infinite possibilities of who you are. Be with that. I invite you to sincerely be with yourself and how beautiful it is. Not with the conditionings around. Everybody is suffering those conditionings that they've put upon themselves or someone else put upon them. But there's a way out. And the only way out is in. The only way out is in. I feel like so much younger. Like I feel like a little girl. You know, like I'm tapping into that inner little girl, that curious little girl that wonders, that, you know, is in the moment, fully submerging herself in the moment. So I'm using this outlet to see myself, to like hear myself, to like, wow, this is me, no filter. I'm gonna take the filter off. Oh, I can't take it off. Yeah, this is me. Yesterday we went to the jungle and we saw 7 elephants. I posted it on my posted the pictures on my story and the video. We saw 7 elephants. Our intention was to go see elephants. We saw 7. So on our way into the forest, we asked, are there any elephants? And immediately the guy's like, yeah, like just down the road there's 2 to your right hand side. And sure enough, there was 2. They were having dinner. We went around 6 and they were eating. So we're just admiring them, we're hanging out with them. And then we drove a little more and then we saw 3 3, and they were going up a hill. And then we were following them for a little bit, and then when we went down, okay, so the lady was walking down, and she told us they're going down to the river to drink water. So when you're seeing them come up, they're gonna come down, they're gonna cross the road, and you guys can catch them. So of course we kept going, and then we saw them crossing the road to go to the river. So that was 3, so that was 5. And then on our way out, there was 2 babies up in the hill that we got to see before we left the jungle. So that was a beautiful experience. That's life. That's life reflecting back to us. Always have the time of your life. Always. It's why? Because there's no past or the future. Life is continuously happening. There's always right now. Life is always right now. So you are the happening. You are the life happening in this moment. And this moment is continuous. So there's no tomorrow. There's no yesterday. It's always now. The time is now. So be with the now. Be with the now. Okay, I have to go. I don't have to go, but this is good. This was really good. This was really good to just be with myself and reflect on the last days of this journey. But who knows what the universe will bring, but I'm open. I'm open to whatever the universe brings. I'm ready. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.